So in SQL,
Yes,
we
sir.
have many types of joins, starting from inner join, then we have left join, then we have right join, then we have full join. Okay, normally called as full outer. Okay, we have many other joins also, like we have self join, we have cross join also. Okay, we'll
Okay.
start with the inner join first. Before getting into the joins, we have to understand what is the meaning of join. So joins combine the data set from one or more than one table vertically. Let's say we have this data set. Let's say we have job ID, name, department. Let's fill some values into it. Let's say we have these names. Let's say they are into different departments. Okay. Now let's say
Okay, sir.
this is my one data set and I call this table as table one. Now I have one more table. Let's assume it is a four column table. I call it as table two, okay, which has columns like again some ID, again let's say date, okay, let's say some other columns like company, and let's say salary. Okay, so let's say it have these similar values, and let's say the dates are like, let's say the companies, these are the companies we have, let's say these are the salaries. So now what is the purpose of joins? Purpose of join is that it will consider these two as data sets, okay, and we want to join this data set. So as I said, what is the meaning of join? Is that with join we can have, how can we join the data? Okay, we can
Yes.
join the data horizontally. So let's say I want to, so if I do select star from this table one, I will get this data, but this data do not have the information of date, company and salary. So
Okay,
this
sir.
data do not have the entries of that stuff. So what will I do? I will have to join this data set. How can I join this?
Job
So we
ID.
will need an axis. We will need something common between the two data
Yes,
sets.
sir.
On that axis, the data will rotate. So we can see the axis that we can use over here is this column.
Yes.
This ID looks like the column that we can utilize to do the handshake. So if I use these two columns, so in that case, the data with a single query can look something like this. So you can
Okay.
see the data is actually present in two tables, but if I join the data set between these two tables using the correct column, in that case, I can utilize them. And it is not that we can combine or join data between two tables, we can join it more than two tables. Okay. The only thing that
Okay.
we need to take care is that we have a column on which the data is going to be joined on.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
now coming on to understand what are the different kind of joins. So whenever we are doing join, so we have a left side and we have a right side. We have to consider it this notation. So let's say this is the left side of data and this is the right side of that. We will denote it with L and we'll denote it this way R. So now let's say we have the first join that we have is inner. So inner join states that in this kind of scenario, we will have
Okay.
data from left and right table. However, the displayed data will only be the data which is common between the two.
Okay.
Means in inner join, this is the only output that we will get. So this
Yes.
denotes inner join. Okay. The next
Okay, sir.
join that we have at our disposal is left
Yeah.
join. Left join says that when we have two tables, left table and right table, and when we bring a join between these two, then we will get to see all the data of the left table plus
Except
the common data between the two.
concepts.
Understand, this is very important. So let's say this is left, this is right. So inner join will only give you the common data between left and right. Left join will give you the entire data of the left table, whether it is matching or not matching, plus the matching data of the right. So this is what left join will do. On the contrary, if we have right join will behave similarly, except its orientation will change. So let's say we have two sides, left and right, and if we use a right join between these two data sets, we will get all the data of the right table plus the matching data of the left.
Yeah.
Considering this is left and this is right data. Last join from conception
Okay.
point of view that we have to, or the next join from conception point of view we need to understand is full outer
Cross.
join. Full outer join says that if we have two data sets, this is left and this is right, and if we use full outer join, in that case, we will get all the data of the left side, all the data of the right side, plus the matching data of both the sides. So we will get all the left side data, all the right side data, plus the common data between the two sides. And this is your pull out. Let's see how this behaves in database. Let's first create two tables. Let's insert data in these two tables. So let's insert these records in the sample left table. Similarly, let us insert data in the sample right table. If we look at the data set between the two tables, here we have LID, here we have RID, name, county address, salary and country. So here we can see that we have certain common IDs, that is 100,
Yes, sir.
200,
Yes, sir.
300. 100, 200, 300 are common between the two tables.
Okay.
Right. Then
Yes,
there
sir.
are certain IDs which are present in the left table but not in the right table, like 400, 500, 600. Similarly, there are certain IDs which are not present in the left table
Yes,
but present in the right table, that is 800, 900, 1011. To let us see how syntax of any join works, I have defined a very simple way to write any kind of join. So we just say select. As of now, we just want to select everything. So I'll just give select star. I will do from. After this, I will put the left side. So here we have the left table as sample left. I will call it as L. Now I will mention the join, inner join. I want to join left table with my right table. What is my right table? That is my
sample
right
right.
table. I will call it as R. And now I will decide on what column the rotation is going to happen. On what column the data is going to do the handshake. So I will say join the data between these two tables, which I am calling or aliasing as L and R, on the column left table LID. When left tables LID is equal to R tables RID, this is what the join condition I want to talk. So now you can see I have done select star from the two tables. In between is the join, and after it the on condition. Okay, now as mentioned in the definition of the inner join, it will only display us the data that is common between the two tables. The data that is common between the two tables on the basis of LID and RID is 100, 200, and 300 ID. Now we might see that this data is repeating. The
Yes, sir.
columns are repeating themselves. This column LID and RID, they are repeating themselves, right? So the values in
Yes,
them
sir.
are repeating. So what I can do now I can focus on what I want to see in my select. So I will say from my left table, I only want to see LID as ID, LID name, LID county address, RID salary, and R tables content. So by this, I can decide what will come in my select. So here we can see that we are aliasing the columns also and we are aliasing the tables also, and the result is that we are able to combine or join the data between two tables. The next join that is for us to deal is left join. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the same approach, the same syntax, the same table, select. We will follow what I want to see in the select later on. As of now, I'll just decide what are my left and right tables from, that is sample
Sample
left. I will call it as L. I can
as.
decide whether I want to use as or not. If I want to use, it's good. If I don't use, then also it is fine. Left join sample right as R, and after that on L dot ID is equal to R dot. Now if we look at the data set here, we can see that the data is looking very different. Before analyzing the output of left join, let us bring the input of left and right table also, so that the context is very clear. So here we can see that we have the left table, the right table, and the left join. What is the definition of left join? Is that we will get all the data of the left table. So you can see that we have got all the IDs from 100 to 600. We have got all the IDs from 100 to 6. But
Yes.
the problem is that for right table, there are only three columns which are matching, three column values which are matching. That is 100, 200, and 300. So here you can see, here we are getting the matching data between left and right. The IDs 400, 500, and 600 do not exist in the right table. Here, what we are getting is that in right table, the value for those columns will be null. Because as per definition, left join will show us everything of the left table. Hence, this is the left table. This is the left table. These three columns are
Yes.
left table. And
Okay.
these are the three rows which are matching of right table, but the remaining three rows are not matching. Hence, for right table, we are getting null values.
Okay.
So this is how a left join works. Similarly, the right join also works like the same. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this to right. Same data set as input. And here I'm just going to change it from left to
Right.
right. And now if we see the data as per definition, we should get all the data of the right table. So we can see that we are getting all the data of the right table. 100 ID, 200, 300, 800, 900, 1000, and 1100. So we are getting all the data of the right table. Plus we are getting all the matching data between right and left table. So 100, 200, 300 values are matching. So those are the three matching values. But for the non-matching values, we can see in the left table, we have got them as null. So this is how our right join. Similarly, if we go towards the next join in picture, That is full
full
outer.
outer.
Now, as per definition, if you concentrate over here in this area, full outer join looks like is a combination of left join and right join. This green part plus orange part is actually your left join. This
Yes.
orange part plus this blue part is actually your right join. So we can
Yes.
say that full outer join is actually equal to left join plus right. We can say that it is combination of
Both
left
left and right.
join and right. But remember one thing, when we are saying this, in that case, we are considering inner join only once, because what is left join or what is right join? Left join is equal to all the data of left side plus inner join. Right join is equal to all the data of right side plus inner join. So here we are considering inner join only once. So full outer join is equal to left outer join, right outer join, and considering inner join only once. So I'll show you the implementation. Same we will follow. Select star. We will come to star later on. From sample
Sample
left as L,
as example
full
right.
outer join
Sample
sample right as R
on
on L
right
dot ID is
equal
equal
to
to R dot. Let me bring the input tables also over here. Now we can see that it's a combination of your left and right join. How? I'll prove it. This is the output of your full out. If we focus on these rows, what are these three rows? These three rows are the inner join. So we can see that we have the values in the left side also and the right side also. That is the values 100, 200 and 300. If
okay.
we extend, then these are
Left.
the left joins, because here we can see we have all the values in the left side, but we have some null values in the right side. And if we focus on this data, this is the data of right, where we have all the values in the right side. Let me highlight those values. This is an example of right join. So here we have all the values on the right side, but in the left side only we're having the null value. So here we can conclude that full outer join is a combination of left
Left.
join and right
Thank
join.
you.
So tomorrow, if you write a union between left join and right join, it will give you full outer join. Let me show you the output. So if I write, so this is my left join, these are to my input table. So here, if I combine the data set, call this as data set 1, this is my data set 2. If I combine this data set and I combine it with union, it will give me
Okay.
full outer join. Let's come to the next join, that is cross join.
Cross check.
So cross join is done when you want to cover all the permutation on combinations between two data sets. So let's write this cross join as L cross join as R on L dot L ID equal to R dot R ID. So the syntax for it is select star from left table cross join sample right. That is right. So here, since we are going to do the combination on all the permutations and combinations, we do not have to give an on condition over here. Okay.
Okay.
So you can
Okay, sir.
see the combinations and of permutations come out between these two tables are 42. Here you can see all the
Okay.
combinations are shown in front of us. Here we are not giving on what column we are deciding the combination. We are just getting the combination between the two tables. Now, why we have got 42 as the number? Because it is pretty simple. In one table, I think we have 7 record, and in another table we have 6 records, and that's the reason I think we have got 42 records. The next join that we have is self join. The next join
Okay.
that we have is self join. Self join means when we want to join a table with itself. Let us do it as L as R. So here we can see that we are using the same table left and left only as our L and R side. So here you can see on L dot LID is equal to R dot LID. So here it is the same, and you can see this is the output of self join. So you're going to get the same table again.